We're live, aren't we, Josh?
We are, and I am Josh.
And I am Banks, and we are Odd Places.
Yes, extremely odd.
Going viral. We're still going viral.
Yes.
Actually, we're going viral in person now.
Although we're less viral right now, that's why we're sitting so close.
Right. I've been vaccinated. Have you been vaccinated?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We've done it already. It's so hard for me. I don't know if to look at you on the camera or look at you like there.
Or it's even worse. Look at my reflection. You can see the back of my head. You can talk to the back of my head. You can talk behind me.
Yeah, I guess you can't look to the back of my head.
Don't say anything bad behind my back, though.
All right. Speaking of that, my topic is getting behind myself. Getting behind yourself. Do you ever get behind yourself?
Now that I think about it, possibly. I've been behind my plane before. That's an aviation term where you're trying to catch up, where you're so far behind, the plane is flying faster than you can react, and it's bad. It's not a place to be. So, I suppose in life I've been like that too. I've been behind myself where things are happening too fast for me to respond.
So, okay. All right. So if you're getting behind yourself, so you're up there and
yes,
you can't catch up to it.
I can't catch up to myself.
Right. Wow. So it's almost as if you don't have the reaction time, or maybe you're not cognizant of what's going on.
Maybe that's part of it, or you're just out of control. I think that's what happens. You're just out of control. You're like, what is happening? Things are happening so fast, and I can't handle it all. That to me is getting behind yourself. Right.
And when you said you did it in an airplane, not good. It's good to be ahead of yourself,
yes,
to project what's going to happen next. Like, if the wind gets this way, I've got to turn this down.
It's incredibly stressful to get behind a plane. No, it's not a good place.
Okay. So in life, what other places do you get behind yourself?
I think we get behind ourselves in all kinds of stuff, right? I get behind on work I need to do. I get behind on responsibilities. I get behind on thinking. I think too fast sometimes, and I go out of control of my mind.
So you race out in front of yourself, and you're still back here.
Right? I can't write notes fast enough sometimes. Like my mind is like shooting too fast, and I'm like, I need to get this down, but I can't. It's too much.
Good point, because I find myself when I have an idea, I write it. I stop. Like if you and I are talking, and when I talk to people, I have like my notepad, and I'm there to write it down in case, because I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to go with the flow. I'm in the flow. I got to get this idea out of my head. I write it down.
Do you do time out? Do you, like when you're talking to someone, you get an idea, you're like, time out, sit right there, and take your book and just...
I usually don't. I will parcel out my time, half to them and half to getting this idea out of my head and letting them run with it. However, I have met people that are so quick and that are just coming with ideas, and I'm like, hold that. That I have to slow down. Let's go one thing at a time. There's a friend of mine. She and I hang out together, and she will start going, and I'm like, oh, I have to give the time out. Wait a minute, back up. We're doing one thing at a time. We're not going to do 12. We're not going to shotgun this thing.
But you know how to juggle. You're a juggler, so you should. I would think you would be really good at handling more than 8 things at one time.
Okay.
It's a skill.
Hang on. Okay. You know, juggling is basically it's good timing.
That's true.
You're doing something, and
it's routine.
I mean, basically, it gets.
You're not out of control when you're juggling. That's the key.
When you drop, you're out of control, unless you mean to drop.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like you multitasking. Putting on your pants and talking to someone on the phone. You can do that. I mean, you can do that. I can juggle like 5 balls in the air, and I can do that because I know that if I start it out the right way, I can.
Once you get going, yeah.
Yeah, and I have this much area for air.
I'm up to 1 ball.
All right.
I just made it, finally. I made it up to 1 ball. I'm so proud of myself.
Good. I started when I was 12 juggling,
right.
So...
started when I was 83 and a half.
All right, so the other, if you take getting behind myself or getting behind yourself, There's another way of doing that, of looking at that, and that is, I'm behind myself. I believe this in. That's another way of looking at it.
See, I never took it that way. I never even thought about like being your own cheerleader, being your number one fan.
Yes. And,
Yeah.
And well, what do you think of that? Do you
I'm
think,
my number one fan. I have to be. Who else is going to cheer me on?
Okay. All right, I got it. So what does that mean? You when you say you cheer yourself on, what does that mean?
It means I talk to myself.
Right.
I tell myself nice things, give myself flowers, right? Like you got to treat yourself well.
Okay. So well, what does that do? That just means, what does that do? I mean, you bought an airplane. That was like treating yourself? Was that treating yourself?
It was challenging myself and treating myself too.
Okay.
I was able to get places faster. There was a utility aspect, but then there was also the personal challenge of, wow, I could be a 1%er. I could do something that the 99% of the rest of the population will never get a chance to do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm very fascinated with you cheering yourself on by buying yourself gifts. It's almost like you're dating yourself, right?
In a way. I bought myself a challenge, though, not just a gift. I bought myself... I see it different. I didn't buy myself artwork. I didn't buy myself a piece of clothing. That, to me, is different. I like buying challenges. I like buying things that make me uncomfortable.
That's right, and we talked about this in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the world, when you go out in the world, who tells others, rah, 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 Josh? Who
cheers Josh on?
Yeah, who cheers? I mean, you're saying you're the biggest cheerleader. Are you the biggest cheerleader?
I think so. I've had other cheerleaders, though.
Okay. And my point is, how do you let others know how good you are without telling them how good you are?
You show them, you don't tell them.
Okay.
That's simple.
So then how do you cheer for yourself without letting everybody know who you're cheering for? I guess,
Again, talk is cheap, except on odd places. But you show people. You get shit done. You just get shit done and let people talk about you. You know Walter Payton? Have you heard the name Walter Payton? Very famous running back in the NFL.
Yeah, I remember.
He once said, when you're good, you tell everyone. When you're great, everyone tells you.
Yeah.
And I've always remembered that quote.
I love that. There's a thing in here called humility. How do you cheer yourself on and still have humility?
Because you're doing it to yourself. It's not a public thing.
Okay,
humility is not, you're not waving a flag. It's not like you're a Trump supporter waving a flag, yay Trump, right? You're not a cheerleader for out like that. It's just it's a humble confidence. So an inner cheerleader is called confidence. Let's call it confidence.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the confidence that you have, others can see it. Strangers can see
it's
it.
It's the way you hold yourself. It's the way you walk.
The calmness that you have, the composure.
It's how you juggle.
You haven't seen me juggle, have you?
I haven't actually.
Are you using that in general?
but it's it's everything. It's how you breathe. It's if you breathe.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna switch us just for a moment. I've been doing Tai Chi for the last 14 months.
Nice.
And today I was in Wawa's getting a coffee, and my app, I had to redo my app, revamp it, upload it and everything. And I was by a register, and the register went down. I finally finished it, and I walked up to the counter, and the guy was not there, and I just stood and waited. And he came over and he goes, "Wow, where did you come from?" And I thought, "Oh wow, was I that slow or that quiet?"
Was that the Tai Chi?
That was. I was giving the Tai Chi some credit. And another friend of mine had said to me, banks are much calmer now. Post-pandemic banks is much calmer now.
But is that a good thing?
Calm?
Is calm a good thing?
All right. I look at people, I love passion, and I love calm in the face of the worst things in life.
And is passion calm, though? Passion's not really calm. That's kind of the opposite of calm.
What is passion is Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
passion is kind of like it's not the opposite.
Not the opposite.
You know what? No, you know what? In times where life is throwing you lemons, I mean, if you can stay, I mean, I look at people that can stay calm, make a decision, live with it, move on, you know, and instead of being like, I can't have, you know, the crazy, frenetic.
Yeah. So you're good up to 5 lemons, but beyond that, it's going to be kind of hard.
Juggling, yeah.
I love.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh, and I can actually juggle 3 things.
Not just one. And we are Odd Places going
Viral.
viral.